Let me see that Holden account again.
It's right there on your desk, Mr. Lennox.
Better try and reach Holden again.
I have a secretary now.
Let me speak with her. I'll take it here. This is Mr. Lennox. Have you been able to locate Mr. Holden yet?
No, Mr. Lennox. It's Mr. Lennox again, Mr. Holden. Well, we haven't been able to locate him yet. Yes, I'll keep on trying. He's very insistent. Yes, Mr. Lennox. Yes, sir, He's in a rage. Says he just has to speak with you. Oh, Mr. Lennox, Mr. Holden just came in the door. It's Mr. Lennox, Mr. Holden.
Thank you. Well, hello, Charlie. Nice to hear from you. Well, the market's down. What? I'm short again? No, don't sell. It'll go up. Well, that's all right. I understand your position. I'll have a check over to you right away. Fine. How about lunch one day? Good. Goodbye, Charlie. Make out a check to Lennox and Housen for $70,000 from my personal account.
But there's less than $5,000 in your account.
I know. Transfer the same amount from Miss Worthington's trust account to mine. Tell Miss Evans to enter it as a loan to me personally.
Yes, Mr. Holden, I understand. Another loan.
You're getting in deeper, Kenneth. But there's a way out. She's a lovely girl. A very lovely girl.
Yes, Mr. Holden.
Get me Miss Claire Worthington at her home, please.
I have Miss Worthington for you on one.
Thank you. Hello, Claire. How's my favorite client today?
Wonderful. How's my favorite trustee? Did you make her lose $1 million for me today?
Well, I haven't called you about business. I thought I'd like to come out and see you.
Well, right now I have a golf date. Some friends are calling for me. They're here now. Why don't you drop over this evening?
Fine. See you about 7. Have a good game. Have a messenger take this right over to the broker and deposit this one to my account.
Yes, Mr. Holden.
Miss,
Yes, Mr. Holden.
be sure these are delivered before 7 o'clock.
I'll have them sent by special messenger. Oh, and this is for you, Mr. Holden.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Here, Claire. I'll show you how you should have made that putt.
Don't you rub it in. I know I lost that $1. Here.
Thanks.
That should teach you a lesson. Never bet on your golf.
But I did break 100 and it was worth it.
Hello. Everybody home.
Hello, Kenneth. Come in. I want you to meet Margie.
How do you do?
And Jerry.
How do you do, sir?
Raoul. Mr.
All right.
Holden.
How are you?
Come on, let me fix you a plate. We're
Fine.
only having a light supper. Kenneth, this isn't my birthday.
I know. Why?
Those beautiful flowers you sent. What's come over you?
Well, that's no reason to forget you the other 364 days a year. I didn't know you were having a house full of people.
Well, we had a late game, and I just brought them home with me.
You know, there's something I've been wanting to talk to you about.
Kenneth, you know anything you do is perfectly all right with me.
This isn't business.
What is it?
You look very lovely this evening. Your hair.
It's a new hairdo I'm trying. I'm glad you noticed. Come on.
No. Let's just sit here, the two of us.
Kenneth, I can't ignore my friends.
I'll apologize to them. You'll excuse us a few moments, won't you? Of course.
It's business.
Coffee?
Please.
I've been thinking you should have someone to personally look after you as well as your business affairs.
Now, don't you be paternal.
No, I'm serious. You know, you've always been such a spoiled brat, used to the flattery of your admirers. It was about time you settled down and made a life for yourself.
Ken, this doesn't sound exactly like you. Why do you bring it up now?
Claire, tell me, have you given marriage any thought?
Why, I have. Yes, and I certainly won't marry without your approval, if that's what you mean. Come on, we can't stay here all evening. I have friends to take care of.
There's a phone call for you, Mr. Holden. Mr. Lennox wishes to speak with you.
You can take it over there, Ken.
Excuse me. Hello? Oh, hello, Charlie.
Sorry to disturb you now, Ken, but I tried to reach you at your hotel. They told me that you were out at Greenwich. Things have taken a turn for the worse, and it's important that I see you before the market opens in the morning.
Where could I meet you? Yes, I think I know the place. See you there in about an hour? Bye. Claire, I'm afraid I'm going to have to leave you. I hope you'll forgive me.
Oh, must you really?
Yes, I've got an urgent call.
Well, I'll see you to the door. Excuse me.
Of course. Very pleased to have met you all. Night.
Good night.
Oh, Marie, Mr. Holden is leaving.
Could you arrange to come to town tomorrow? I didn't get a chance to say everything I wanted to this evening.
You didn't?
Oh, thank you. I'll take it. No, it's very difficult to talk to you with all those people around.
Well, I'm not expecting anyone tomorrow night.
Fine. I'll see you then. Good night, Claire.
Good night, Ken.
Mr. Lennox.
Oh, this way, please.
Hello, Charlie.
Oh, hello, Ken.
Oh, is this your business date, Mr. Lennox?
Yes.
Come on, Flo, we'd better get out of here.
Oh, you don't need to rush off, girls. Finish your drinks. This is Miss Cossett and Miss...
Ronson, Flo Ronson.
Miss Ronson.
How do you
This is
do?
Ken Holden.
How do you do?
Sit down, Ken.
Mickey, has Corin come in yet?
No, not yet.
Mickey, what do you have, Ken?
Brandy with soda on the side.
It'll take you long to get over here, Ken. All the way from Greenwich.
Take it easy, Flo. Don't worry. I can handle that tub of lard.
What's the matter with your friend?
Flo,
Yeah.
I tried to keep her from coming over here. You see, she used to go with this man, Corin. Then she threw him over and got herself mixed up with Frankie Morello. You wouldn't know him. But this morning a car ran Frankie down. He's hurt badly.
Come on, get out of here. Beat it.
Take your hands off me. I'm not going. Not until I tell you what I came to say. If Frankie dies, I'll make you pay for it.
Corin's not the kind of a guy to let a dame run out on him. I'd better help Flo out of this. Thanks for the drinks.
Take her out of here.
Get away from me, you big...
Come on, honey, let's get out of here. Hey!
Get out of here, both of them. Come on, grab her.
Nice friends you have, Charlie.
Miss Cossett? She used to work in our office.
Oh, I see.
Did I disturb you at dinner when I called?
No, not at all.
You see, since I spoke with you this morning, things took a turn for the worse. Have you seen the closing prices?
No?
The ticket was 50 minutes late.
Hello, Charlie. Glad to see you.
Oh, hello, Vic. Meet Ken Holden. This is Vic Carr.
How do you do, Mr. Holden?
How do you do?
See, you had a little excitement.
Oh, excited. Ah, that's just one of those things. Mickey, buy these fine gentlemen a drink. Anything they want, it's on the house.
Gentlemen, I'll have a cup of coffee.
Coffee? I'll have the same. Thanks.
That's pretty good, coffee. Well, think nothing of it. Charlie, don't be a stranger. I'll see you around.
Fine.
And awfully glad to know you, Mr.
Holden?
Holden. Thanks.
Is that character one of your friends, too?
Don't you know Carn?
Frankly, no.
He owns this place. Has quite a reputation. What those two girls think is probably true. Corin's been getting away with a lot lately. He has a lot of power. I guess he could even get away with murder.
Just looking at him, you could almost believe it.
And looking at this, you can tell you're short another 42,000.
42,000? Get this over to Lennox before the market opens. And deposit this one to my account at once.
I had this entered as a further loan to you. Is that all right, Mr. Holden?
Fine. Just a little more, Kenneth. That's it. Makes you look more dashing. Not bad. How could she refuse you?
Here you are, Mr. Holden.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Who is it?
Hello, Claire.
Kenneth. You're early. I haven't had a chance to change for dinner yet.
Don't bother. You look very charming as you are.
Thank you, sir. Oh, Marie, what beautiful flowers.
Mr. Holden.
Oh, you sent them. Thank you. They're beautiful. My favorite. How did you guess?
Glad you liked them.
Ken, I hope you didn't mind about last night, but I couldn't be rude to my friends.
Of course not. I hope you didn't mind my leaving so suddenly.
Well, now that we're alone, what is it you want to tell me?
Now that we're alone, I'm going to start at the beginning. I asked you yesterday if you had given marriage any thought.
Yes, and I told you I had. What about you, Ken? Have you ever given marriage any thought?
Of course I have. But my question was to you.
I've never heard you speak of anyone. Who is she? Have I met her?
Don't you see what I'm trying to tell you? I'm proposing to you.
Kenneth. You're teasing me.
No.
I see you do mean it. You've always seemed more like an uncle to me. I never realized that you could feel that way. You certainly didn't show it.
Well, I'm not very good at that sort of thing. Probably because
I know, because you've been so full of business. I can just imagine what it would be like being married to you. Probably never see you.
I would arrange things so that I could devote a great deal of time to you. I might even learn to play golf.
I like you, Kenneth. I always have immensely. You're my dearest friend, but...
But is there someone else?
Perhaps.
Did it ever occur to you that you might fall prey to some fortune hunter?
Just because I'm rich, you think no one could fall in love with me for myself?
Oh, no. I have.
I've had other proposals. 4 of them, if you want to know. I think you're taking too much for granted, Ken. Just because my father made you trustee of my estate doesn't give you the right to assume that all you have to do is to tell me to marry you whenever you like.
I didn't mean it that way.
Didn't it ever occur to you that while you were so occupied with business, I might have fallen in love with someone?
So, you are in love?
Not with a fortune hunter. Besides, you don't know him.
But you haven't told anyone?
No, I'm not quite sure yet. You see, Ken, I would have told you who it might be
If you didn't think that I might be prejudiced.
Hi.
Here we go again.
Hi, Steve.
Hi, Claire.
Hi.
We missed you.
Remember, Claire? We have a date next Thursday.
Of course I remember, Steve. I never forget a date.
You taking me to the game, Steve?
Sure.
Mind if I ride up with you?
Are you kidding? Claire and I want to be alone.
No harm in asking.
Claire, I wanted to take you to the game Thursday.
Oh, I waited for you to ask me, Frank. Why did you wait till the last minute?
I thought it was understood. You knew I'd ask you.
You, too, are taking me too much for granted. I'll see you there.
Claire Worthington, seen in the company of several gentlemen prominent in sporty financial circles. Close friends of the heiress hint she will announce her engagement shortly. You can't afford to lose her, Kenneth. You'll have to give an accounting. That will mean a lot of trouble. You're smart, Kenneth. Now what are you going to do? Hello, Mr. Corin.
Hello there. How are you?
You remember me?
Why, sure I remember you. Your name's right on the tip of my tongue. Mr.
Holden.
Holden, that's right. How you been, Mr. Holden?
Fine, thank you. Won't you sit down? I owe you a drink.
Thanks. Are you alone?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I'll have a drink, but it won't be coffee. Wait till you try one of my specials. That'll really pick you up.
I guess I do need something stronger than coffee.
Had a bad day?
No, not exactly. My best girl just got engaged.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear a thing like that. Well, think nothing of it. Hey, wait a minute. You don't drink this stuff like that. Take it easy, you'll get over it.
What bothers me is that I promised her father a long time ago that I'd take good care of her. Now look what I find in the paper.
Oh. One of those high-class society dames, huh? Who's the lucky guy?
That I don't know. Whoever he is, he's after money.
Probably a good-looking dame, but you could never tell by this picture in the paper. You could run into any one of these guys and you'd never know who it was.
Corin.
Yeah?
How much would a real good accident cost?
What do you mean, a real good accident?
Well, if something were to happen to her fiancé, I know I'd get her on the rebound.
Well, what are you telling me this for? Oh, I get it. You overheard that argument the other night when I threw that dame out for accusing me of exactly the same thing. Well, that's where you're wrong, mister. That was an accident. $20,000. That's what it's going to cost you. That's 10 for me and 10 for the man that does the job. Now, which one of these is the guy?
I told you I don't know.
What are we talking about? If you don't know, how do you expect my man to know?
It's really very simple, because whoever it is will have a better picture in the paper.
A picture in the paper right next to the dame. Well, I have nothing else to say, Mr. Foster.
Holden is the name.
Holden? I don't know anybody by the name of Holden.
Well, I get it. It's a deal?
Yeah. All but the cash. Small bills in advance.
I'll have them in your hands in the morning. Thanks.
Think nothing of it.
Hello, 8th Street Hospital? Dr. Leonard Coster, please. Hello, Leonard? How are you? Yes, I'm in town doing some shopping. Yes? Yes? No, I'll pick you up. I don't trust you. Of course I expect people. They'll be there at 8 o'clock, and I want you to be prompt this time. Please don't keep me waiting for hours, darling, like you usually do. It's my birthday. And remember, we're going to announce our engagement. All right. See you later. Bye.
She's waiting, Dr. Costa.
Yes, I know. How do you like it, darling?
Oh, it's wonderful. You couldn't have thought of anything nicer. Hurry, darling. We're hours late. The crowd won't know what's happened to us.
From all you tell me about them, they'll probably be there for breakfast.
Well, we'll announce our engagement at breakfast then. What's wrong with that?
Say, do you realize that we'll be married in 3 weeks?
No, sir. 2 weeks, 6 days, and what time is it?
Don't tell me you're counting the hours. Come on, let's go. Now, excuse me. Dr. Costa speaking. Well, where's Dr. Moran? Oh, I see. What room is the patient in? All right, I'll be right there.
What is it now?
It's an emergency case right up the hall. Come in, make yourself comfortable. I'll be right back.
Dr. Costa be?
Dr. Coster is in surgery on the 4th floor with Dr. Moran. No telling how long you'll be.
I see. Thank you. Would you please give this to Dr. Coster?
Certainly.
Thank you.
Claire. Claire, darling. I know what this is, and I don't want to open it. Please.
Leonard, you just don't have the time for me. You don't understand.
I'm afraid I don't. You don't seem to understand either.
You're a wonderful man, Leonard. You have your psychiatry, your neurology, and your profession is everything in the world to you, and that's probably what it should be, but...
I understand how you feel, Claire. After having spent years at your father's bedside, never going anywhere. Now you've got a chance to live, have friends, and meet people. I guess you need somebody around more than I can afford to.
Thanks, Leonard. You do understand.
Yes, I do. And I am sorry. But I guess...
Dr. Coster. Dr. Coster. You're wanted for
Go ahead, they're
surgery.
calling for you.
Dr. Coster. Dr. Coster.
Good night, Claire.
You're wanted for surgery.
Oh, you're still here, Mr. Holden? Miss Worthington is downstairs in her car waiting. Shall I bring her up?
Miss Worthington. That's funny. You wait right there, Mike. I'll go along with you.
Yes, sir. You've been working mighty late hours lately. How's business? Pretty good?
Everything is fine, Mike.
I'm mighty glad to hear it, Mr. Holden. I got a little money invested, too, but it ain't much, you know, but...
Tell me, Ken, have you thought about me at all since our last meeting?
Of course I have.
I've been doing a lot of thinking, too. What would you say if I told you my engagement was broken today?
I'd say you were joking.
I've come to believe that a little of the best, each at its own time, is what one should appreciate.
That's reasonable. I'd like to live that way, too.
Kenneth, you're the only understanding person I know.
Thanks. Remind me to send you some roses.
And I've made up my mind I want to marry you.
Claire. That's wonderful.
Come on, let's go.
I'll make all the wedding arrangements. What kind of a wedding would you like?
Can I have the kind I'd really like?
Of course you can.
All right, we're eloping right now.
Now? But we can't just run off like this.
Why not? What's to stop us? Unless you've changed your mind.
No, of course not. But we haven't made any plans.
Plans or no plans, don't you want to?
Of course I do.
Then you'd better marry me while I'm in the mood.
Repeat after me. With this ring, I do thee wed.
With this ring, I do thee wed.
I now pronounce you man and wife.
Here we are, darling.
They must have gone. I guess the party's over.
Now we can be alone. How did they find out?
I don't know. Come on, Ken.
Let me be the first to kiss the bride.
And may I be the first to kiss the groom?
Congratulations, dear.
Congratulations, Holden.
Thank you.
How did you find out?
You must have been a pretty nervous bride leaving your bag at the judge's office.
He called and told us of your elopement.
Isn't that just like a woman?
I don't blame you. I'd be nervous, too. He might have gotten away.
Let's all toast the bride and groom.
I need a drink. I'll be right back.
Well, come on, let's go.
Some trick you played on us.
Oh, you think so? We need...
Get me New York. Longacre, 4362. This is Greenwich, 785. Hurry, please.
Claire, when I called the Chronicle and told the editor, he sure was surprised.
Well, Kenneth was going to notify the papers himself.
Paper, not papers. All I care about is the one my father owns.
Is nothing sacred.
What if I didn't let Dad's paper in on the news? I'd be disinherited in the morning.
Hello? West Side Cafe? I'd like to speak with Mr. Corrin, please. The name is Foster. He'll know me. What? Well, then give me his home phone. Oh, I see. Then I can reach him in the morning? All right.
Good morning again, darling. Look at this distinguished-looking couple.
How did this get in here?
Jerry put it in. His father owns the Chronicle, you know. Darling, why so nervous? It's the bride that's supposed to be, not the groom.
I'm not nervous. It's just that I'm in a hurry and it's getting late. I don't think I'm going to be able to stay.
But this is our first breakfast.
I know, and I want to have it with you, too. But I have a great many things to do today. I didn't realize that I was going to be invited to stay overnight.
We'll have something, I insist.
All right. I'll be seeing you later, darling.
Let me see you to the door.
No. No, you stay there and enjoy your breakfast.
Yeah? Hold it a minute, hold it. It's for you, boss, a guy named Foster.
Foster. Hello? Yes, the name does sound familiar. Oh, Mr. Foster. What can I do for you, sir? I never discuss business over the telephone. Yes, I'll be right here. That's quite all right. Think nothing of it. Fingers, you better go take a walk. Somebody's coming over to see me.
Okay, boss.
Come in.
Hello, Corin.
Hiya, Foster. I was just thinking about you. This is the funniest thing I've ever seen. Imagine you paying me 20 grand to have yourself pumped off. I see you're still here, though. My man must be slipping. Well, think nothing of it.
What I was trying to tell you was to forget the whole thing. Keep the money and call the whole thing off.
You took some chance, though, having your picture plastered all over the papers. Well, I always say you can never tell what a dame's gonna do.
Now that you've had your laugh, get your man and call this thing off.
No. No business on the telephone. Not that kind of business. I'll get word to my man. As for the dough, you can have that, too. Half of it, anyway. I'm keeping my share for my trouble. You see, Foster, my men never get paid until after they do their job.
I don't want the money. All I want you to do is stop your man.
I'll get in touch with him. In the meantime, you go on about your business. Don't worry. I'll take care of everything. Think nothing of it. I said, go ahead. This way, Foster.
Hello, Flo.
I gotta see Vic.
The boss isn't here.
Take your hands off me, you big lug.
Oh, it's you, Flo. What's the idea of all the racket? Fingers? Sit down. What's it all about?
Don't you know?
I don't know a thing, baby. What's new?
Frankie died. That's what's new.
He died? Oh. Well, I can't wear a fancy dud like this. I'll have to go in the morning. Yeah. I'll have the boy send over some flowers. That's the least I can do.
Quit your kidding. I know you killed him.
Me? You don't mean that, Flo. It was an accident. You know it was an accident.
Accident. You were too yellow to face him.
So what? Suppose it wasn't an accident. Maybe somebody had it in for Frankie. Anyhow, you haven't got a worry in the world, doll face. You know I got a heart of gold. I've always had a soft spot for you, baby. Put that thing away, you're liable to get hurt, you dizzy
Stay
thing.
there. You can't talk me out of this one, Vic. This is it, sweetheart. So long.
You haven't got the nerve, Flo.
No. Let her go. Are you hurt bad, boss?
Just get me a doctor and think nothing of it.
Get me an outside line, please. Operator, this is an emergency. Will you get me St. Anthony's Hospital, please? Hello? St. Anthony's Hospital? I'd like to get some information about a Victor Corin, one of your patients. Oh, I see. With whom do I have to speak? Thank you. Dr. Stevens?
Yes, can I help you, sir?
Yes, I'd like to see him.
Will you have an appointment?
No, but it's very important.
I'm sorry, sir. You'll have to wait.
And I'll be over there.
Forgive this intrusion.
What is it?
Well, it's most urgent. You can help me if you will. A friend of mine has been shot. He's here. I've got to see him. It's very important.
What is your friend's name?
Victor Corin.
This is very irregular. Give me emergency.
Do whatever you can for him. I've got to see him if it is at all possible.
Hello, emergency? This is Dr. Stevens. You have a Mr. Victor Corin there. Well, who's on the case? Let me speak to him.
Spare no expense. Money's no object. He must live.
Hello, Dr. Henderson. How is your patient? Oh. Sorry. Mr. Corin just passed away.
Thank you.
got the news about the boss.
Yeah.
Well, hiya, Fingers. Too bad about the boss, huh?
Yeah. He never came out of it. They got Flo all right.
Yeah. Well, now that he's gone, what are we going to do with this place?
I'm running the joint.
Huh?
And don't you worry, I'm cutting you in.
Thanks.
That's what the boss wanted me to do. He gave me the keys. Everything's going on just the same as if Corn was here.
Gee, Fingers, that's swell.
I guess I better get back to the office. There's a lot of things I got to do that the boss didn't get a chance to finish. Think nothing of it.
Miss Ronson, I believe we met at Corrin's place one night. Remember?
Yeah, I remember. What is it?
Came to tell you that he was dead.
They told me. Is that why you came?
I want to know if I can help you.
Why do you want to help me?
Because there's a favor that I want from you.
Favor? What is it?
I want to know who did Corrin's dirty work for him.
But what makes you think I know? Say, who are you anyway, a copper?
No, I'm in the investment business.
I've heard that investment line before. If you're not a cop, you're probably writing a book.
Look, I know that you are Corrin's girl. You must know who his men are. Tell me who ran over your friend, and I'll get you the best lawyer in town.
I got a lawyer. Hank Gordon, one of Frankie's boys, got one for me. But I'll fall for it, mister. What have I got to lose? Give me a puff. I'm sure Corn didn't do it himself. He hired somebody, but I couldn't find out who. Maybe Fingers might know something.
Fingers? Is that his name?
It's the only one I know.
Where do I find him?
Down at Corn's place.
Thanks. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for a man called Fingers.
Fingers? I don't know any Fingers. What do you want with him?
They told me I could find him here. And it's very important.
Who are you?
The name is Foster.
Boss. Well, you wait here. I'll go and ask some of the boys. Maybe one of them know.
I would like to speak to Mr. Kenneth Holden.
Oh, Fingers!
Is Mr. Kenneth Holden there? This is Mr. Murdoch. He does not know me. Okay, I mean very well. I will call him later.
Say, there's a character outside who wants to see you. Says his name is Foster.
Foster? Foster? I don't know no Foster. What does he want?
How should I know? You know, I've seen him somewhere before. Say, he was here with Flo the night you and the boss threw her out.
Oh. Maybe one of Frankie Morella's boys. Get rid of him.
Okay, Fingers.
Hey, don't you call me Fingers. My name's Murdoch from now on.
Okay, Fingers.
What did I just tell you?
Huh? Oh, yeah. Murdoch.
That's better. Some guys can't be refined.
How do you do, sir?
Who are you?
I'm Thomas, the new butler, sir.
Darling. Wonderful. You're home early.
Hello, dear. I see we have a new butler.
We have a complete staff now.
How do you know who he is?
He had the best of references.
I suppose so.
Begging your pardon, madame, do you still wish an early dinner served?
Might as well. I'll be down in a few minutes. Operator? I'd like New York, Murray Hill, 5961. Greenwich, 785. You'll call me. Thanks. Hello? Miss Chalmers, please. Yes, Miss Chalmers? Hello. Oh, thank you. How are you? Have there been any calls for me?
Yes, there are several messages, but not very important. Oh, Mr. Murdoch phoned twice. It's very vague and reluctant. He asked for your home address.
If anyone calls, tell them anything. Tell them that I'm out of town, away for an indefinite time. Thanks. Goodbye. That's right, Kenneth. Be careful. Better be careful. Be careful.
Madame? Monsieur?
No, thank you. Sugar?
No, thank you.
Cream?
No. Darling, was there anything wrong with the food?
No, no. Looked very good, too.
But you didn't eat anything.
I know. I guess I wasn't very hungry. I really don't feel very well. I think I'll go up and lie down.
All right, darling.
Who is it?
It's Thomas, sir. Madame had some hot soup fixed for you.
I don't want any thanks.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I'll take it up.
Now what is it?
It's I, darling. Why the locked door?
Force of habit, I guess.
Ken, I want you to have this. It'll do you good.
No, thanks. I really couldn't.
Darling, I'm worried about you. I think a trip somewhere is what you need.
Yes, we'll have one, too. Just as soon as I arrange a few things.
I wish you would. Then where'll you take me?
Wherever you'd like to go. The Orient, Africa, South America. All the places you've ever dreamed of.
All right. But I have my duties to take care of, too. And the house to get in order, arrangements to make. I'm a housewife, you know.
I couldn't find anyone called Fingers at Corin's place. They said they'd never heard of him.
And he must have skipped town. Say, why don't you go over and see Hank Gordon? He was here a little while ago, and he told me he was looking for Fingers, too. He wants to get even for what they did to Frankie.
Where do I find this Hank Gordon? Hank Gordon?
What is it?
Foster is my name. Flo, I believe you know Flo. She suggested I come see you.
What'd she send you for?
I'm trying to locate a man called Fingers.
Fingers? What do you want to see him for?
Well, there was a deal with Corin, but now that he's out of the picture, Flo said that Fingers would be the man for me to see.
Well, why don't you see him?
I went to Corin's place, but nobody seems to know him there.
What's Flo to you?
Nothing, if I understand what I think you mean. I just know her. She said you could help me find him.
It won't be so hard. I'll see what I can do. Keep in touch with me.
Can I call you?
Sure. Why don't you come here tomorrow?
Tomorrow. Good, I will. Thanks.
That's so. Send him in, Mickey. Come in.
Hi. Long time no see, Fingers.
Name's Murdoch to you. What do you want?
Murdoch, I think there's some unfinished business between us.
What kind of business?
Don't play dumb. I'm talking about that little insurance business of ours. Corin seemed to like it. And I don't think he had my boss bumped off because of Flo.
Corin had nothing to do with it. He didn't need your racket, and neither do I.
That's good, because I came to find out how you feel about it. Or you might have found yourself out of a job.
I said I didn't want any part of your business.
Okay, Murdoch. If you say so. Now take your hand off that gun. There. Shake. I believe you.
Help yourself.
Thanks. By the way, there was a guy named Foster trying to get hold of you. Maybe a reporter or something.
I don't want to be bothered. Think nothing of it.
You sound just like Corin when you say that.
Hello, darling. Why so dark? Where's Thomas?
I fired him. The cook and the maid, too.
Why, darling?
I didn't like him, that's why. Besides, it'll be much more fun alone here in the house, just the two of us.
I can't run this house without help.
But you won't have to. We'll be going away soon.
But I have to have someone around here to do the work. Ken, I'm worried about you. You've acted so differently ever since we've been married. What's wrong?
Nothing, just my nerves, I guess.
Let's dress and go out for dinner.
No, I'd rather not.
All right, darling. If you'd rather stay home, I'll fix something.
This guy Foster's here again.
Foster? Okay, send him in.
Right.
Hello, Foster.
You got any news for me?
Yeah.
When can I see him?
I'm afraid you can't.
But I had to see him. It was very important.
Sorry, Bob. There's nothing I can do.
Miss Chalmers, please. Miss Chalmers. This is Mr. Holden. Any messages for me?
Nothing new. Except that Mr. Murdoch called again. He said he was going to pay you a visit out in Greenwich since you're not coming to the office. Got your address through your old apartment hotel. Bye, Mr. Holden.
Thank you, operator. Hello, Claire. I have a surprise for you. I can get reservations. And if we could leave tonight, Bermuda would be the first stop.
Tonight? But I can't get ready on such short notice. Besides, I told you I had to get the house in order.
Can't we just close up the house and go?
Ken, be serious. Come on home, darling. We'll talk it over.
All right, dear.
Yes, sir?
What are you doing here?
I am William, the new butler, sir.
Where's Mrs. Holden?
She's in the library interviewing some servants, sir. Is there anything you wish, sir?
Your references seem to be in order. Now remember, Mr. Holden hasn't been feeling well. We'll have to think of ways to tempt his appetite.
Madam.
Take this away, too, please. But I don't care for any.
Kenneth, you didn't even touch your food. You'll offend the new cook.
I can't eat just to please your cook.
Darling, what's the matter with you? You'd better consult a doctor.
There's nothing wrong with me that I can't take care of myself.
Ken. Oh, you're up, darling. Did you have some breakfast?
I want you to eat something.
Darling, your mustache.
You said you once wondered what I'd look like without it.
Wonderful. With or without it.
Darling, you look so fresh. Are you feeling better?
Well, I feel fine.
Good. Now eat some breakfast.
I will.
Ken, I'm driving into the city. Do you want to come along?
No. I think I'll stay here.
Do you want anything from town?
Not a thing.
All right. See you later.
Why, of course. Send her in.
May I come in?
Claire, you look wonderful.
Thank you. So do you. Your new office.
Come, sit down. I'm so glad to see you, Claire.
I didn't know if you would be. I'm a little embarrassed coming here for help.
What is it, Claire? What's the matter?
I came to you because I'm so terribly worried. I know you'll help me if you can.
Of course, you know I'd do anything. Is there anything the matter with you?
No. It's, about my husband. He's been acting so strangely. He doesn't want anyone around him. He hasn't eaten for days.
Why didn't you bring him along or send him to see me?
Because I know he wouldn't come. Whenever I tell him to see a doctor, he says he doesn't need one. He mustn't know I came here to see you.
How can I help him if I don't have the chance to talk to him?
I don't know. I'll have to think of something.
You'll ring for me, won't you, when you're ready to go down, Mr. Holden?
No. You wait there. I just want to get some things from my desk.
You know, I almost didn't recognize you at first, Mr. Holden. Without the mustache and with the dark glasses you got on. I had some trouble with my eyes, too. Dr. Stanhope, he gave me a pair of glasses, but I can't see a thing through them. Paid him $12, too. Now, them doctors, they don't know a thing. But you look mighty good in them glasses, I'll say.
Oh, darling, you're home. You went to town rather late.
I had to pick up some papers at the office.
Oh. Ken, guess what? I, ran into an old friend of the family's today. We were in school together. We've known each other for a long time. His name's Leonard Coster. You may have heard me mention him.
No, I don't think so.
Well, he was most anxious to meet you, so I invited him out to spend a day or so before we leave. He's coming for dinner tomorrow night.
Out here?
Yes. You'll like him, darling. He's a very nice fellow. It'll do you good to have company.
Maybe so. Do you know, I haven't seen Claire in so long. Seems like yesterday that we were. Now she's a married woman. Well, thank you. What is your business, Mr. Custer? Oh, don't be so formal. Leonard's all right. I'm just sort of sponging off my dad.
Nothing.
Say, your business must be quite a strain on you, handling other people's money. I'd hate to be saddled with that responsibility. Well, it isn't everyone who can handle his own affairs. Just a hypothetical case. What would happen if a man, by taking your advice, lost his entire fortune? Well, it never has happened. Suppose if it did, he might shoot himself. Or me, or both. That's what I mean. Doesn't that ever bother you? No. Why should it? I'm very careful, very conservative. If you'll excuse me, I think I'll retire for the night.
He's been suffering like this for days. Kenneth, you must see a doctor.
I'll be all right in the morning. Don't get up. Good night.
What do you think?
He's obviously afraid of something, afraid of someone.
I don't know what to do. You saw how he didn't touch his food.
Well, he doesn't look like a starved man to me. Say, I want you to get him out of the house in the morning.
He won't go. He never goes.
He will if you insist.
Darling, come on down.
I don't want to.
But it's almost noon. I insist. Now, come on.
All right. Good morning, Kenneth. Morning. Had a good night's rest? Pretty fair. How about you?
Oh, I slept fine.
Good.
Come on, you two, let's go for a walk.
I'm afraid I can't. I'm waiting on a long-distance call. Why don't you two go on ahead?
All right, Leonard. See you later. Come along, darling.
I don't want to. But let me get my coat first.
Oh, it's just like summer outside. Come on. Ken, a walk like this does do you good.
Yes, I guess you're right. Well, did you have a nice stroll?
Of course.
Say, how about a game of chess, Ken?
Yes, Ken, why don't you?
No, thanks. I have some work to do. You play. I'll see you all later.
Clara, I went up to his room. I found his closet stocked full of canned goods, fruits, and crackers.
Well, that's peculiar.
Well, not necessarily. He may just be overworked. Mental fatigue. He could be a paranoiac.
What's that?
That means delusions of persecution, fear. Well, he could be afraid somebody is after him.
Could it be that he's afraid someone might want to poison him?
Perhaps. Oh, he isn't in any real danger.
Then why is he so frightened?
Maybe a complex. His mind imagines...
Can it be serious? Is it dangerous?
Yeah, all depends. Say, I'd like to try something. Would you come to town with me?
Certainly.
You. What do you want?
I beg your pardon, sir.
Where's Mrs. Holden?
She's out. She went to the city with Mr. Costa. Is there anything you wish, sir?
No, nothing. That's all. What are you staying around here for? I said there was nothing that I wanted.
I'm sorry, sir.
Why don't you go on about your business?
This is part of my work, sir.
Why don't you do your work someplace else? I want to be alone.
Madame told me to keep this place in order, sir.
But I don't want you around. You're fired, do you understand? Now get out!
Yes.
Well, then why don't you get out?
Yes, sir.
Then why don't you go?
Well, sir, I wasn't going to tell you this, but I am not to take orders regarding my employment from you, sir.
Who gave you these orders?
Madame said you would have moments like this.
10. Kenneth, are you awake?
Yes?
It's almost noon, dear.
I want to sleep a little longer.
All right, darling. See you later.
It's 4 o'clock and he hasn't come down yet.
I think I'd better go see.
You better let me go, Claire. What is it?
It's Leonard. I was just wondering if you and Claire would like to drive into town. We could have dinner and hear a concert.
You two go. I have some work to do.
I'm sure Claire wouldn't go without you.
Go ahead.
We'll forget it then.
Tell you the truth, Claire. I'm beginning to get worried.
Say, where can I find number 32?
Who are you looking for?
Mr. Kenneth Holden.
Now you see, Kenneth. He has an accomplice. He has an accomplice.
Hey, you found a shot. Where did it come from?
Upstairs, I think.
Madame, Mr. Holden just left the house with a revolver in his hand.
Where did he go?
Out the back door, into the garage. I want to see Mr. Holden. Sorry, sir, Mr. Holden. He left so hastily that... There he goes.
Don't worry, Claire. We'll catch him.
We have to.
Kill me, mister. I'll give you anything. Anything you want.
You don't have to pay me anything, mister. I've already been paid.
He didn't have to shoot at me. Don't you understand it's a mistake? Can't you hear me? I'm telling you, the whole thing is a mistake.
Kenneth! Kenneth, are you all right?
Get a hold of him. He's trying to kill me. Nobody's going to hurt you. But I tell you, he's been following me, trailing me. Wherever I go for days, he's trying to kill me.
Kenneth!
You're mistaken, Kenneth. This man isn't a killer. We hired him to watch you, to protect you.
You hired him? To watch me? To protect me? You hired him?
Take it easy, Kenneth. Have a cigarette.
I see. You too. Get back! Well, get back! Get back! You must be crazy. The bridge is out. Come on.
Kenneth!
They won't get you now. You're getting away. You're getting away.
Kenneth Holden, and don't you tell me it isn't after chasing you at 90 miles an hour.
No, but this is Mrs. Holden. What is it you want?
Oh, how do you do? My name is Mr. Murdoch. Would you mind giving him this?
What is it?
Well, I don't know.
It's money.
What's it for?
All I know is that Mr. Holden had a deal with my boss, Mr. Corrin. And the last thing Corrin said was the deal was off.
What deal? What do you mean?
That's all I know about it, mister. He just said the deal was off and for Mr. Holden not to worry and to think nothing of it.